All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. It is Monday, November 8th, 2021. Welcome aboard to the G.A.R Capital YouTube channel. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, click on that white logo. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and comment some of your questions. We'll be happy to answer any way we can. Thank you so much for joining me again today and every morning. Quick logistical announcement for YouTube Premium members that signed up. Monday, we'll be doing a video today and tomorrow, not Wednesday. So we're swapping out Wednesday for Monday. Wednesday, I'll be out of the office. So again, not going to do a YouTube Premium anyway. So just a heads up. And YouTube Premium will be shuttering its doors. We will have YouTube morning notes, no problem. That's not going to change. And I'm going to pivot to the aftermarket recap. So we're going to have two morning note types every day. So we'll probably start that in December, more than likely. So I'm going to give it until the end of November. The YouTube Premium will be closed. So I will remind YouTube Premium members that this is the last month of YouTube Premium. Not really worth the time, to be completely honest with you. So again, I really just want to do more videos in terms of daily than do just once in a while. So just a heads up, if you were planning to sign up for YouTube Premium, that's going to close. I'm going to let our tech team remove that from the offering. But again, if you want to cancel your YouTube Premium, you have to go through Google. I will say this again on our YouTube Premium today, tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So just a heads up, YouTube Premium will be closing its doors. No more live trading in that aspect every 2 weeks. But we will be doing a morning note and an aftermarket recap on YouTube from now on. So now you have both. You will have the recap of the day and the morning preview with the note. So pretty good stuff as we move forward. Pretty good stuff. Can't wait to get started. That's going to be more likely in December. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's talk about it. Dow futures up 151 points. NASDAQ futures slightly green or basically flat. Thank you, Tesla. Tesla's down. S&P futures up 0.20%. Russell 2000 up 0.68%. Crude oil is at 81.79 a barrel, up 0.64%. 10-year yields 1.479 today. Right now, VIX is up 0.18%. The dollar index is down 0.16% at 94.17. Gold futures up 0.5%, 1826, finally above that 1800 level. 24.45 for silver futures, up 1.21%. Euro dollar up 4 pips, 115.70. 113.25 for the dollar yen, down 12 pips this morning. Ethereum futures new all-time highs, 47.68 on the future side, and Bitcoin futures testing new all-time highs, 65,935. The all-time high on spot Bitcoin is 67,000. We did break all-time highs on Ethereum. We'll take a look here at what I got in terms of crypto right now. Okay, so here's my crypto portfolio. Again, you guys can see it. I'm officially up 405% on Bitcoin. Very cool. 400% nearly on Ethereum. I have GRT. Remember, I did sell I talked about it on the live, IG Live with Nick, that I sold my Cardano and I bought GRT, which is, we're up about 12% currently. Tezos, I still have Stellar. XRP, I'm up about 100%. Shiba, again, same old thing, buying $25 a week on Shiba. Remember, I took some profits on that. I took that $3,500 profits and bought a little vacation for me and the wife. We're going to do our wedding anniversary over in Colorado. Polygon, I still got up 78%. Luna, that's a relatively new one. We're up about 32%. And Sushi Swap down about 41%. That's my current portfolio on crypto right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin again. Looks like 67,000 is going to break for the all-time highs. Let's take a look at some pre-market action in the S&P for the right now. What's starting out red? NXPI is red, down 2%. mRNA is down about 2.44%. Tesla, again, with the Twitter poll with Elon Musk saying that he's going to sell 10% of his Tesla holdings, it's down 5.27% currently. Other than that, really the only things that stand out to me, Disney's up 1.72%. Facebook is up nearly 1%, or Meta. NVIDIA Monster up 1.69%, one of the strongest performers today in my portfolio. Also, Blink Charging, I have that's up nicely today with the passage of the infrastructure bill. Booking Holdings up 1.38% this morning. So again, we got some green on the board. Looks like a lot of industrials A lot of value stocks are up with the Dow. Let's take a look at some pre-market movers. Anything I didn't miss? Let's take a look at it. Pfizer's up 0.33%. Again, we talked about Tesla already. Let's take a look at the Dow. What else is moving? Boeing's up 1.26%. Caterpillar up 5.25%. Apple's flat. Merck is down 1.62%. Visa up 0.81%. I do hold that. American Airlines up 2.47%. Starting to see kind of the reopening names doing well. Coty is up 8.61%. That's a makeup company. Ford is up nearly 1%. Carnival at 1.37%. Delta Airlines, I own 1.74%. And then we also have Peloton down again, 4.76%. I would not buy it here, just a heads up. And PayPal up 1.17% this morning. Anything else that I'm seeing here? Lucid Group up 4%. I had the 40 calls on unusual options activity last week. I wish I'd have rolled them because then I would have hit that. But either way, that's the name of the game. Sometimes I had the 40 calls and I just salvaged them, and then it moved up a little bit. It still would have been in the money, but again, I didn't want to get exercise on that stock. But it happens, not a huge deal. So there we go. This morning, pretty quiet. I mean, green obviously, but at the end of the day, the bullish backdrop still stays intact. The only thing that's important here is the inflation readings tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow being the PPI and Wednesday the CPI. So there you go. Let's answer some questions. Apple this week moves higher. Thoughts? I do expect Apple to move higher. It's right now just testing the 50-day moving average. Should break 150 to 250. I do have some calls on Apple. What's up, Carlos? At Zoom play breakdown. You talked about 330 GA.R Classic. Yeah, I have the shares. I have shares of Zoom, still holding it, and I do expect them to bounce. Tesla price to add. If you're looking to buy Tesla, anything below 1,000 is probably worth it. I think 1150 is your support here on Tesla. If it does break down, actually your wick support is around 1128. So 1150 wouldn't be a bad idea if you're looking to play calls and play that fill the gap. But again, we just got to see what happens. How is Chewy for a breakup? When you say a break up, I mean, I'm assuming a breakout is what you mean. Right now, you're at the 100-day moving average. You need to get above here, 76.60. Then you could possibly get to 80, but I'm not going to test it. I never traded Chewy before. I expect BABA continuation this week. Again, BABA has been one of those names that, a lot of people bought on the dip. So did I. Again, my next level to buy is 130.19. Nice move this morning, but again, we still need to get to 170, 190 before anything goes. What is my largest holding? That would be Apple is my largest holding in terms of stocks. Good morning, Carlos. Thoughts on market direction for the week? Any retest of key levels? Here's the deal today. In terms of the week, Thursday we have Veterans Day. The market is open, but the bond market is closed. So expect a lot of volume to dry. So I wouldn't expect a lot of moves on Thursday as the banks are closed. So again, kind of could be a sideways week. I expect green this week for the most part. But again, tomorrow being the inflation reading, that's a big, big deal. We had a good jobs report so far, pretty decent GDP, and last month's inflation reading was strong. So I expect the bullish run to continue if inflation readings do beat expectations, being lower than expectations. If it doesn't, then we could definitely start retesting some key levels, possibly around 46.16 on E-mini futures. But for the most part, it could be a sideways week. So again, kind of be very tactical this week. And then next week, I think that if everything in terms of economic data does well, then we should be fine. But again, this week, just be extremely tactical. Try not to do as much as you usually do. Again, unless the market tells you otherwise. But for the most part, you have to react. You can't predict. So just be very careful. AA call 22 for next week. Yeah, I mean, well, it's in the money, so I would not get into that. It's already in the money, nothing you can do there. We'll see what happens. Buying PayPal before earnings, I am not. Again, my level for PayPal is 208.54. If it does break down there, I will be buying more. Palantir 26.7 over calls. Palantir burned me last week. Palantir pisses me off in terms of a trading stock, but for holding the stock, I'm fine with it. I'm holding it. I love Palantir, but no, I would not trade it. Expect Roku to bounce here. I do expect them to bounce longer term. 255.90 is my level to buy some more. It's one of my biggest gainers in my portfolio. I've owned it for a while now. And again, I'm still holding strong with Roku. I think they're going to be fine. Should I trade using leverage or no? If you don't know what you're doing, absolutely not. Good morning. Thoughts on RTX weekly break of 92. 92 should break, should get to 92.75. I would not trade it though. You can see it's a very, very tight stock. It doesn't move as much as the other growth names. What's a strong catalyst for cannabis stocks? Legalization. Word is that the GOP is looking to push some legalization for cannabis. I don't know if that's more of a medical thing or recreational, but really the main thing is that if recreational marijuana does pass nationwide, that's a game changer. Football break above 35. Let's see it. It does need to break 35.10. If 35.10 does break and sustains, we talked about that before on Twitter. Let's see. The level I'm looking for is right here, 39.36. I'd be jumping into the 40 calls on football, but again, needs to break 35.10. Until it breaks there, you don't do anything. Thoughts on Mu and Tdt? I don't like Mu at all. I would skip it. TTD had their earnings today. Pretty decent report. Here's the report. I'll read it to you guys. TDT did beat estimates. EPS of 18 cents versus 16 cents estimated. Revenue of 301 million versus 284 million. Their guidance is 388 million versus the 390, so guidance was less than expected. Adjusted EBITDA 175 million, 122.7 million versus 77.2 million year over year. So there's growth, and their margin is getting better. So I do believe this should be a good one to buy. We'll take a look at the daily here. You could see pretty much some sideways action, but a nice bounce. So right here, right around 83. If we zoom it out a little more, you can see just a really consolidation here. Nothing wrong against the trade desk. I think maybe around 60 or 54 would be a nice dip buy. But until then, I would not buy it on the rise unless you're just initiating a position. Thoughts on COVID vaccine plays, PFE in particular. All the COVID vaccine plays, I mean, only PFE is doing well. So again, I think they have the pills. So PFE, again, if you're buying it, it's really for the yield for the most part. But I traded here, unless I see some unusual volume, I would not touch it. If we get a pullback, what's the support for NQ? Your next support will be right around 15,941. That's your 200-day moving average. Thoughts on holding Pfizer stock for the long term? If you want the yield, go for it. For Pfizer, go for it. Plug, I do not own Plug, but for the most part, you can see it's pretty much stuck in this kind of like range here. It needs to break above 41.66 to 42. If that does, then you can start taking a look at the 48s or the 50s. And thoughts on United, fellow United fan? Ole needs to be out. I'm so sick of it. A really crappy sports weekend, guys. Cowboys shit the bed. United shit the bed. I mean, just ugly all around. Shitty weekend. Even in terms of my parlays, all went to hell. Thanks a lot to the Bills that didn't show up. Thanks a lot to the Cowboys that didn't show up. Thanks a lot to the Saints that didn't show up. Thanks a lot to the Rams that didn't show up. These are the teams that just didn't show up. But again, I had the Jets as an underdog this weekend to cover the spread, and they couldn't backdoor it on Thursday. So that's the name of the game. But again, it's still fun. Small little parlays. It keeps the games interesting. That's what you do. Amazon. Amazon is great if you want to own it long term. Amazon definitely has some upside here. Needs 35.54. If it does, then you can start taking a look at seeing if it does break to fill that gap. 35.83 would fill the gap. But 35.54 is a very, very heavy resistance there. If that does break, then you can start taking a look at maybe the 3800s. If you're looking to trade it, it could be expensive. Zidane, please. I would love Zidane to be there. GRT, I do own GRT, guys. Remember, I talked about the graph. I sold my Cardano to buy it. So just a heads up. I hope we get Zidane, yes. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. I will catch up with YouTube Premium here in a couple of minutes, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. GARCapitalFX.com is the website. Thank you so much for your time. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.